So today we're going to be reacting to the top 5 UFC prospects. Starting off the list in at number 5 is Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal got a lot of hype behind him. Yes, he gets the knockout here, but that striking, a lot to be desired for. I can't lie. Woodburn gets licked though. Down instantly. Bo Nickal in a 5. This makes me think this actually might be a pretty good list, because I think a lot of people would have Bo Nickal a lot higher than this. But then again, if you think about it, who's Bo Nickal really fought? Like, he was in UFC 300 against Cody Brundage. That was not a good look for him. The way Cody Brundage was able to throw him off him and all, was not a good look. I can't lie. Wasn't a good look for Bo Nickal. But anyway, in at number 5, I do think Bo Nickal is still pretty young as well, to my knowledge. He's obviously improving on his striking. He obviously has power in his hands, and his grappling is obviously where he excels. So in a number 5 for him, okay. Let's see where we go next. Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez, yeah, he's probably the best prospect currently in the sport, in my opinion. This guy, great grappler, great striking. He is extremely powerful. He slept Sadiq Yusuff at UFC 300. Obviously, in the Dan Ige fight, wasn't ideal circumstances for him either, with the weight and the change of opponents. It did look like he gassed a bit in that fight, but obviously he is now getting that shot at Brian Ortega at UFC 306. Yeah, he's fighting in the Sphere, so a big moment for Diego Lopez. Has got a lot of fan hype behind him now as well. I think Diego Lopez, by this time next year, will definitely be fighting for the title. I think he beats Brian Ortega. I actually think he stops Ortega in the first round. That's my opinion. Diego Lopez in a 4, though. I think that's a bit low. But anyway, again, we need to see the rest of this list here. That was a great finish over Sadiq Yusuff, a guy who I rate highly as well. I think Sadiq Yusuff's a great fighter. So we're just watching the whole 300 fight, or what are we doing here? Next up, Umar Nurmagomedov in a 3, okay. I mean, the guy was ranked number 10 in the bantamweight division despite not ever beating a ranked bantamweight. Then gets to fight Corey Sandhagen, even though he was given the opportunity, had to pull out due to an injury. They still give him the Corey Sandhagen fight. He was ranked at number 2 at the time. Obviously, he beat Corey Sandhagen, and he did beat Corey Sandhagen. Pretty one-sided, in my opinion. The Dagestani group of fighters are the most privileged the sport have ever seen. Umar Nurmagomedov, like I said, was ranked number 10 without a win in the bantamweight division, ranked win. He then beat Corey Sandhagen, got ranked number 2, which you'd think, yeah, that logically makes sense. But Max Holloway beat Justin Gaethje, who was number 2. Where did Max Holloway get ranked in the lightweight division? Wrong, not number 2, he was ranked number 9. But anyway, Umar Nurmagomedov in a 3. I'd have Diego Lopez above him just because I like Diego Lopez more. And I feel like Diego Lopez is beat more ranked opponents. Maybe not at the level. Khamzat in a 2. Yeah. Khamzat could have been. Yeah, Khamzat's, I was gonna say fall off, but it's not really a fall off. I mean, what this guy was projected to be, a 3 division world champion, how active he was. I think Khamzat might go down as the biggest what if, maybe. There's a high chance of that. And let's see who we've got for number 1 here. Shavkat Rakhmonov in at number 1. Absolutely not. Shavkat Rakhmonov is not the number 1 in terms of prospects in the UFC. That there is ridiculous. Shavkat Rakhmonov, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated fighters currently on the roster. Who has this guy beat? A washed up wonder boy. That's his best win. Jeff Neal. They show you the finish of the Jeff Neal fight, which was brutal. Probably one of the craziest finishes I've ever seen. Just stands up, chokes him. But what about whenever he's getting lit up on the feet against Jeff Neal? No one talks about that. Shavkat Rakhmonov is definitely not number 1. Now, let's look at this list. Bo Nickal in a 5, Lopez 4, Nurmagomedov 3, Khamzat 2, Shavkat 1. Right, okay, so in terms of prospects, can you really call Khamzat Chimaev a prospect anymore? Same with Shavkat, I don't know. But for the sake of this list, we'll rejig it, right? In at number 5 is Bo Nickal, definitely. In at number 4, Shavkat Rakhmonov. I know he's potentially going to be fighting for the belt next, but just looking at the wins these other guys have, Shavkat has to be number 4. Or does Umar? No, fuck, I'm putting Shavkat 4. Shavkat in a 4. Umar a 3. We'll keep him there. Khamzat in a 2. We'll keep him there. I mean, I know he arguably drew with Kamaru Usman. That fight could be called a robbery. Did beat Gilbert Burns though as well. Okay, keep Khamzat 2. And number 1, Diego Lopez. I think out of all these guys on this list right here, his ceiling is the highest, to be honest. I feel like he will more than likely be champion one day in the featherweight division. He's extremely well-rounded. Those are my top 5 prospects. Well, ranking these top 5 prospects. A name that I think should be on this list, Rinya Nakamura. He'll be bantamweight champion one day. But yeah, let me know what you think of this list in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.